Hi, Mr. Luongo's F period class. This is Mrs. Ludala, and I'm actually here to walk you through steps today because Ms. MacKenzie and Mr. Luongo want to get you set up with some independent reading, but we've got some ways in which to navigate and suggest books, and it's really pretty democratic. So here's the deal. About a year and a half ago, we got tired of just making a print summer reading list, and we kind of made it, and it would get abandoned and nobody would ever read it, and we never knew what anybody read, and blah, 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 blah. So we thought we might take advantage of some of the Web 2.0 technologies, the social networks, that would kind of get a conversation going about reading. So we launched a year ago, July, what we call the Voicethread, and it's an online book discussion. And we started with 50 books, and then it ended up by last June, it was up to 230, which was a little bit overwhelming. And we pared it back down to 180, and then we started the school year and said, oh my gosh, we really should start a new one for this school year. So the deal is that students over the course of the last year or so have been recommending for books for us to add to the Voicethread, and then other students post comments about those books. So among your tasks today, you will be consulting the Voicethread, probably the one from last year, because that's where you have a lot of comments from students, because obviously this one's brand new. And you're going to be looking for books that sort of appeal to you on some level. Remember that many of the books will have recommendations from other students. You're also going to do, so that's number one, you're going to examine the Voicethread both either this year or last year or both. Number two is you are going to find a book, because all of the Voicethread books are literally in a section of the library. Like basically if you're standing there checking out a book, all of the shelves underneath you as you're standing there are filled with Voicethread books. So we physically have a Voicethread section of the library, and you can use those. And then once you have identified a book you want, located it, checked it out, you're going to complete an online survey describing what book you chose. Before you fill out the survey, though, you have to have made sure that you've already signed into Google Apps, because the survey is a form in Google Apps and it requires you to log into Google Apps. So I don't want you to fill out the whole form and then get to the bottom and then not know what your username and password is, or not know how to sign into Google Apps. So before you do the survey, you're going to have to set up your Google Apps account. Now, some of you have already done this and you're all set, and you're going and you're getting email from your teachers and all's fine and well. Others don't even know that there's a Google Apps out there. So I want to make sure that we sort of nip that in the bud. If you've already done this, then skip to the next section and move on. So first, I'm going to show you where the Voicethread is. Second, I'm going to show you how to sign into Google Apps. And third, I'm going to show you where the survey is and how to click the survey. That's it. Let's start with the Voicethread. We're going to go to nchslmc.org, and right here is the current Voicethread. That's the one that we're just starting to work on now, and we're just putting books into it. Literally, every book in here has been recommended by a student, or a student is currently reading it, and somebody asked me this today. The letters of the alphabet actually indicate the last name of the author. So that's this year's Voicethread. Last year's Voicethread is under reading stuff, and it's 2008, 2009. And here's the Voicethread, and we can look at the whole collection by clicking on these 4 icons here. And wow, there's a lot of books in there. Or you can choose a book. We'll choose Speak, because it's got a lot of stuff going on. You can see my post. I do video, but pretty much I think everybody here just did text. Yeah. But these are posts from students, and you can kind of flip through all of the books here, and oh, there you go. And you can see who posted comments about specific books. And some have none, and some have lots, but that's a great book, by the way. I have to post comments about that. So you can see who posted comments. I mean, you can kind of spot the ones that are obviously uber popular, blah, like, okay, Twilight. You think it's got comments? Sure does. So that's the Voicethread. If you want to post comments, you're going to have to sign in or register. If you register, I have 2 requests. One is that you use your first and last name if you're comfortable with that. But I don't want you rushing home and telling your parents, my teacher said that I had to register with my first and last name. That's not what I'm saying. I would prefer it because it's easier for me to find you in there. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, then just use your first name and the first initial followed by equal number of dashes until you get to the last letter. So this way I can find you in a class list, and I can tell your teacher, if they want to give you credit for this, for having contributed to the Voicethread, that I can actually find you here. So that would be important. The other thing I would ask you to do is that you please upload an image that is of you or some representation of you. For example, this person actually chose a volleyball and this person chose stars, but we need something that's going to distinguish you from other people. What I can't stand is when we have kids who use the kind of default like Monopoly pieces that are in the Voicethread. I'd prefer a picture of you, but I mean, some of you have rules at home and safety concerns where you don't want to upload a picture with your name. And that's perfectly acceptable, and it's probably sound. So I don't want you to feel obligated to put your picture and your first name and last name all together, but I do need to find some way to find you in here. If you want more information about how to post to the Voicethread, we have a lovely tutorial all the way down at the bottom right here on our homepage. It's the Voicethread tutorial. About signing into Google Apps, I'm just going to embed a couple of tutorials that I already made a while ago. Go into Google Apps. We're starting with nchslmc.org, the New Canaan High School Library Media Center website. And you can hover over that icon with the circle with all the little icons on it. And we're going to open that in a new tab by either right-clicking and opening it in a new tab, or conversely, you can hold down the scroll button on your mouse to open it in a new tab. And then you're going to log in. And we're going to choose Mail. That's the easiest way to do it. And in Mail, we're going to go to Settings. And we're going to go to Accounts. And we are going to go to Change Password. You enter the one you're using. And then you enter the new one you like to use twice. And you can change your password. Go to Settings. And we are going to choose Forwarding and Pop IMAP. This is the default setting. We are going to change this to forward a copy of incoming mail to and save changes. And you're done. Once you have consulted the Voicethread, chosen a book, checked it out, and signed into Google Apps, then you can come down here and you can start filling out this form. And when you get to the bottom of the form, it looks really long, but it's actually not. It's pretty simple. You're going to click Submit. And that's the deal. So that's what's expected of you today. You're going to consult the Voicethread, choose a book, check it out, sign into Google Apps, change your password, forward your email, and then you're going to complete the form and submit it. That's a pretty tight schedule, so you better get cracking. Have fun, and I look forward to seeing what you've chosen and your survey results. So thanks. Bye.